Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is F1 Tonight Netherlands, season number 7, round 11, the German Grand Prix. And I am your host, Daniel Hazzah. And joining me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Balls to the Wall himself, Adrian Stats Rich. How are you doing this evening?
Very, very well, thank you. Thank you, as always, for the brilliant introductions. I love them.
Oh, stop it. Good stuff. Good to have you here, as always. And a quick disclaimer before we get going. I do have a new microphone on me today. So if it does get incredibly loud, or if I'm too loud or too quiet, please do comment in the chat, and I'll adjust that as we go. But with that out of the way, let's have a look at the driver standings then following Austria. And Nicky Visser gets himself back on the top spot with 189 points for Toro Rosso. Boy Williamson for Ferrari drops down then, of course, to second place with 177 points. And still de Vit, all the way up from P5 on 106 points. He takes that third position. Then it's Damien Hartmann, down 1 on 105 points for Alfa Romeo in fourth place. Baz Brain, his teammate there, in fifth with 103. Zon Herman's up 1 place with 71 points for Ferrari in sixth. John Donkel up 1 as well with 70 points for Toro Rosso. He's P7. And it's Marcel Droning who drops down 2 places for Red Bull. He's P8. Guido Urchin, his teammate there, in P9. And Ari Kopp still holding that top 10 spot there in 10th place for Williams. And it's Paul Quarret, 11 points in 11th. He's been there for a while now. He's still in that position. And Mark Schapper's there for Renault is 12th with 8 points. Nisha Mahadra there for McLaren is 13th. Hassan Eaglemis there in the Racing Point. Great race last time out. Jumps up 6 places from the bottom of the grid to P14. And it's Martin Pardy Cooper down 1 for Williams in 15th. Peter Phillip as well. All these guys here you'll see are dropping down 1 place with Aston's good result last week. So Peter Phillip in 16th. Ray Vervain 17th for Haas. Neil Ziekman, his teammate there for Haas as well, 18th. Miguel Torney in 19th for Mercedes. And Kuhn Skipper's there in the Racing Point. He's 20th. So it's all changed at the top again, Adrian. Nicky Visser takes the lead for Toro Rosso.
Yeah, they do keep leapfrogging each other, don't they? And, as the races go by, and as I said, former teammates from last season.
Yeah.
Boy, very much the sort of second driver in that scenario, but not this time round. He's a definite viable champion come the end of the season. So
indeed,
be good to see how this one goes.
Absolutely. I mean, there's that kind of element going on now with these last 2 Grand Prix in particular, where there's a sort of a bit of a swing of momentum, isn't there, to Nicky's side, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, slightly, yeah. I mean, I know last season Nicky won 5 races in a row and ended up being the champion. That was sort of very early on in the season, races 2 to 6. That was. However, he didn't win by very many points come the end. So even if one driver does get the momentum, it's not over until it's mathematically over, and we're only halfway through the season at the moment.
Yeah, very true. And that 3rd to 5th spot, 3 points between those 3 guys. It's all to play for there, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we had 3 points just between the top 3 a couple of races ago. Now we've got 3 between the 3rd to 5th, as you said. But yeah, very, 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 very tight as you go down the order.
Yeah, and that kind of continues with sort of 6th down to 8th. Guido and Ari sort of in their own little kind of bubble, aren't they, at the moment? And then you've got 11th down to the back, still really close.
Yeah, not in the wilderness by any means.
No.
Guido and Ari Kopp there, yeah. But there is a little bit of a jump between them. Between them and the ones at the above them and the ones below them. But yeah, fantastic result from Still de Vit last week to get him up to P3. And indeed, who was it? Egelmans went up 6 places. It's gone up 6 places in the championship.
It was looking good for the win, wasn't it, at one point, or a podium even.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I'm excited to see what you can do tonight.
Absolutely.
So let's have a look then at the Constructors' Championship following Britain last week. Toro Rosso, of course, jump up to the top spot with 259 points in first place. Ferrari then down 1, they're on 248 in second place. Alfa Romeo, 208 points in third. And it's McLaren in fourth with 114. Red Bull in fifth with 112. Williams on 31 in sixth place. Mercedes are in seventh with 11 points. Renault in eighth with 10. Racing Point are up one place thanks to Aston's result last week, so they have 8 points in ninth. And Haas dropped down to 10th with 2 points for them. Again, we say this every week, but it is a reflection of the standings in a sense, isn't it? Just how close some of these little groups are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's and again a little bit of leapfrogging going on at the top, reflecting the drivers' standings. Important to note as well, Alfa Romeo, both their drivers did not score any points last week. That's the first time this season that has happened.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, we're only at the halfway point in the season, but would you suspect some concern over at the Alfa Romeo garage at the moment, given how strong they started the season and this kind of slip off in form?
I would be if their previous results were somewhat lucky, but they are by no means lucky. Yeah. They are very competitive and competent drivers, two of the best really. So I think that one blip last week, I don't think that is cause for concern at this moment.
Let's hope so. As you said, very skilled drivers there, and no lucky results for them at all. So having a look then at the circuit for this evening, of course, the Hockenheimring here in Hockenheim in Germany. Circuit length of 4.5 kilometres with a race length this evening of 306.458 kilometres and 67 laps round this 17 corner circuit. Sector 1 takes us from the start finish line all the way just after turn 4, that perilous turn 1, where I'm sure we'll see a lot of corner cutting happening today and perhaps even some spins depending on the weather conditions. Takes you down all the way to that heavy braking zone at the end of turn 2 and up through 3 and 4. That lets you on to sector 2 through the parabolica at turn 5. That very, very fast sort of left-hand kink there leads you on to the straightaway to turn 6, the hairpin. Takes you round to 7, 8, 9, 10. Turn Mercedes there down at 8. And then that leads on to the third sector, that fast right-hander of turn 12, Mobile 1. And then Sachs at 13, that very fast sort of banked left-hander. Takes you out into the tricky sector 3 there with those a lot of left-right action as you go through there. Obviously saw a lot of issues in the real-life race. We'll see how the guys get on tonight through 16. And then the Sud curve at 17, of course, reflects the Nord curve at turn 1. And that's a lap of the Hockenheimring. The DRS detection point is just before turn 1. And that activates down between 1 and 2. That little straight there. The second zone activates just after turn 4. And that runs all the way down through past Parabolica to the hairpin at turn 6. And of course, the speed trap just at the end of that fastest point on the track. So, Adrian, what are your thoughts on the Hockenheimring?
Yeah, it's a circuit that has grown on me over the years. I used to hate it as a kid, but love it now. It's just a shame this is the final time we'll be racing here until further notice, because it's been removed from the calendar going forward into 2020. However, it can be an exciting race. Lots of overtaking opportunities. It's also I don't know if you noticed that, it's also the flattest circuit on the F1 calendar. It's almost zero elevation change anywhere on the track.
Indeed, very true. Obviously, it's a very complex circuit, isn't it? A bit of quite a technical one to get your head round.
Yeah, it is very technical, particularly the final sector as well as you come into the sort of Mercedes complex there.
Yeah.
Speaking of Mercedes and Germany in general, Sebastian Vettel, I know he's a Ferrari driver. Sebastian Vettel lives actually just half an hour's drive, or is actually born half an hour's drive away from the circuit here in Hockenheim. He was born in Heppenheim.
Heppenheim. Very inventive with their names over in Germany. and one of many fun facts to come this evening, of course. Do you enjoy driving this track?
I have to say, I absolutely loved it on Tuesday.
You had a great race.
Probably the best German Grand Prix I've ever been involved in. A big difference from last season, where I finished 6 laps behind. This season, I had lots of not incidents, but lots of moments, shall we say, with other drivers fighting for position in a bit of a new style for me. I'm trying to give up the passive stance and just go for it every race now. So
yeah, well, I must say it certainly seemed to work for you or this week on Tuesday, and even yesterday night for Synergy in our own race. So a very nice adopted sort of style you've brought on there, Adrian. Good stuff.
Yeah, and long may it continue, because it's working for me so far. I know we're only one race into it, but
absolutely.
So far so good.
Right, and with that track map overview complete, we'll just quickly have a look at a hot lap from our very own Miguel Torney in his Mercedes as he goes round the Hockenheimring. Hopefully that's going to load, and we'll get that going for you now. He does have it paused. There we go. And we are underway now then, of course. Round turn 17 to lead on to the start, finish straight. No DRS here, just as well, because you go fast enough into this horrible turn 1 as he takes it very nicely there. Nowhere near the outside curve, beautifully done. Then down, DRS down to here, turn 2, very heavy braking into the right-hander. Nice smooth exit. Get the loose ends sometimes out of there, but that was well held. Then through 3 and 4. Turn 5 down here, parabolic. DRS open for this. All the way around to the long left-hander. Then straightens out a bit of a break then into this very, very heavy braking zone here at the hairpin. Turn 6. Nicely taken there. Good overtaking spot in the race. Then unleashes the car here as we come into sector 2. Around turn 7 into Mercedes here at turn 8. Many ways you can take this turn. Try and get the fastest route through there, turn 8, and then try and get the car flat out if you can. Through 9 and 10. Tricky to do. It can be done. Then into turn 12, the fast right-hander. You can get on the curbs on the entry and exit. Into 13, that left-hand banked corner. Tricky to get right, but looks pretty good there for Miguel. Then through 14, 15, and then 16 here, we saw Charles Leclerc slip off, and Hamilton indeed. Then through 17, bit of curb on exit, and that completes a lap of the Hockenheimring for Miguel Torney. Thanks very much to him. So, with that out of the way, do you want to take us through who we've actually got in the lobby this evening?
Yes, indeed. It would be my pleasure. We've actually got 19 drivers here. Only Martin Parker Cooper is not racing with us. I will run through the drivers that we've got regardless. Aston Nigelmeers and Koen Skippers, they are both here. They're actually P1 and 2 in Q1. You can't quite see it at the moment, but they're top of the board. Boy Williamson and Sander Hermans, they're both here in the Ferraris. Bastian Brian and Damien Hartman, both in the Alfa Romeos, both here tonight. Guido Erschen, Marcel Dronig, both here as well in the Red Bulls. Nicky Vista, the championship leader and season 6 champion. He's here tonight with his teammate John Donkel. That's for Toro Rosso. Very Deeper Vein and Niels Eekma, both in the Haas driver in the Haas's. Ari Kopp representing the Lone Williams tonight. He's here as well. Paul Correa, Miguel Torney, who we just saw in that little video there on the hot lap, both representing Mercedes at their home Grand Prix, of course. And Nishay Mahmoud Singh and Still DeVitt both here, as well as Pete Phillips and Mark Stappers. Those are in the McLarens and the Renaults, respectively. Still DeVitt and Peter Phillips suffering a back start tonight.
Roger that. Well, thank you very much, as always. Trying to sort out some sound here. You've got the picture, but I don't know why there's no sound coming through. There's no one on track either that I can watch, so we'll just wait for a second as we try and sort out the sound here. On track either that I can watch. Tell you what I might do is I'm just going to pop us onto the transition screen here quickly. Sorry about this, and I'm just going to restart the streaming of the game on my end. Make sure we've got all bases covered.
The wonderful world of technology. It does
indeed.
It does go wrong sometimes, completely out of our control.
Right, come on, here we go. Let's have a bit of noise. What do you say? It says no.
Can I just like egg it on? Make some noise.
Come on. Put your hands up.
Try your guide button, I suppose. That sometimes kicks it back into.
Yeah, give that a go. Come on.
Give it a big huzzah!
Huzzah! Come on, away we go. I'm gonna restart the game to see if that helps.
Okay, well, while you are rebooting, I will advise that Q1 has just ended. 4 drivers dropped out. Still de Wit and Pete Phillips said they were suffering back starts. Nisha Mahaja Singh and Miguel Torni also out.
Roger that, and I think I'd take award for Tit of the Week, because I forgot that I actually muted the game on my end on purpose whilst we're doing the intro there. So apologies for that. But we'll be up and running here very shortly.
Senior moment.
Yeah, something like that. All right, there we go. Ah, sweet, sweet sound. What we like. It's mistakes like that make you feel alive.
Just hope it doesn't now put you in the Williams.
I definitely spectated.
Okay.
And if I didn't, well then, we have a problem.
We're gonna have the closest spectator view ever.
Yeah, on board, in the mix.
Cameraman on track.
They actually had that. Yeah, they actually had that, didn't they, with Coulthard when he was racing alongside, I think it was Ricardo and Kvyat.
Mm.
They actually did an on-track commentary point of view. Right, so Q2 it is. And let's get the track map up so we can see just where everyone's going to be. No, not that one. There we go. Of course, Q2 being the session in qualifying where drivers choose their starting compound. And speaking of starting compounds and strategy, Adrian, what do you think for this one?
I quite like the soft tyre to start. We can do 15 laps or so quite easily. So in the race, you probably want to come in around lap 14. Then the mediums will do 26, 27 laps or so. You can take them up to around lap 40, and then it'll be another 26 or 27 on the mediums to the end. And I imagine that two-stop will be the favoured strategy, as a pit stop here takes just over 18 seconds, which is just over half the time that pit stops take at the previous race in Britain at Silverstone. on the longest pit lanes on the calendar, and this is one of the shortest. Yeah,
quite a difference in stop time there, like you say.
Yeah. Well, I would like to point out as well, actually, that in the UK race in Q2, lots of the drivers actually opted to go out on the hard tyres. Only one driver ended up setting their fastest lap on the hards. We don't really have that same scenario here in the Dutch league. Nobody tends to go out on hards just to set a lap. They tend to sort of go out with the tyres that they intend to go out to start the race on. It's very different approach in Q2 in the Dutch league as it is to the UK league.
Yeah, interesting. Some choose to go that way. As we see, Aston Eagle is there across the line, does a 1:13.1 in his racing point.
Both racing points were fastest in Q1. I know we didn't see that session, but they were top. Not by much, but they were up there.
We'll see how they get on now then. Nicky Visser goes Q1 with a 1:12.4, and Bodie Bavane slots in between those two with a 1:13.0. And both those guys running the soft compound. I'm sorry, although the viewers heard your lovely rundown of strategy there, I was too busy fiddling with OBS, so I didn't actually manage to catch that. So, what tie would you start on here?
Okay, so I'm going to pretend that I haven't just explained it.
Yeah, just go again.
Take two. So my favourite strategy would be to start on the soft tyre. They normally do sort of 14, 15 laps quite easily. So expect drivers to come in around lap 14 in the race, and then it will be onto the medium tyre, which will do about 26, 27 laps. So that'll take them up to around lap 40, and then it'll be another 27 laps at that point to lap 67, which is the end of the Grand Prix. Again on the medium tyre, and
right.
And I expect that to be the strategy of choice for most of the drivers at two stop. It's a very short pit lane here. It's only 18 seconds from the start to finish. They can compare that to the Grand Prix we had last week at Silverstone. The pit lane is 32 seconds. So yeah, just over half the time here.
Yeah. That was almost perfect. Have you got that written down, Adrian? That was word for word, exactly the same as your first take.
That's the first time I did it. I have not got it written down.
We're going to get some really confused viewers thinking they're listening to the same bit in the stream again.
It's almost like a behind the scenes, an accidental behind the scenes.
Yeah. So, who have we got left? I think all the drivers are on track. No, Boy Williamson's still in the pits. Basden Brain.
Stappers is on a lap now. Just coming into sort of halfway around the track at the moment.
Into Mercedes. Can you get turn, I think it's turn 10, the right-hander, at the end of sort of sector 2. Can you get that flat out?
Almost, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I find if you hug the edge, like really hug the edge of turn 9 and just throw it in.
Yep.
You can sort of get it through there without lifting. But yeah.
Yep.
It's a challenge.
Indeed.
Mark Strapper's there going P6 with a 1:13.4 on the soft tyre.
Guido Urshan is purple in the first sector. It's a half a second down in the middle. It should still be certainly enough to get him into Q3.
Good stuff. Took a ball with him as he comes round through turn 16 and then 17. And the Sood. No, that's not the right. Is it Sood corner? That's right, isn't it?
Sood curve.
Sood curve. That's the ticket.
As in
South
southern
corner.
curve.
Is it? Oh, right, southern curve.
And then turn 1 is Nord curve.
Yeah.
Good time from Guido, P6, just ahead of Sander Hermans.
Yeah, 1:13.1 for him. Rough. Do you know the rough gap? I mean, I'm sure you do. Do you know the rough gap between the compounds?
Between the compounds, yeah, it's half a second between the soft and the mediums, and I think it's 7/10 between the mediums and the hards. So yeah, 1.2 between the soft and the hard.
Right. Okay.
They're not normally quite so even, sort of between the compounds.
Yeah, normally sort of starts off big and it's a bit smaller between the medium and the hard, isn't it?
Yeah. But Williamson set the third fastest first sector.
Go on board with him as he comes into sector 3. Oh, he's gone purple in 2 on my screen.
Yeah, it's not purple.
Okay, copy that.
It's close, but it's not purple.
Close enough.
I really hope they fix that.
Yeah, probably not.
It will also show as purple for him to give him a little boost.
That bit's quite nice actually. And he's gone purple, the 112.2. Beautiful stuff there from Mr. Williamson in the Ferrari.
Yes, indeed. No fastest sectors on the actual telemetry, although he is second fastest in the second and third sectors.
Very nice.
Both purple sectors in 2 and 3 were set by Nicky Visser.
And who is purple in 1?
Purple in 1 is Guido Urshan in P7.
Oh, delicious.
As I said, Boy Williamson was third fastest in that sector.
Really have got ourselves a battle for this championship, haven't we, so far? This season.
Absolutely. Does seem that way, doesn't it, between Boy and Nicky?
Yeah. Both at the top in the championship, both at the top in qualifying so far. Oh, it's Damien Hartman splits him though. 112.2. Very, very close between those guys.
Sorry, Dan. I've just missed that Ari Kop's just gone. He was P4 at the time.
Yeah.
He set purple final sector, and then Damien Hartman's just knocked him down as Damien's just gone P2. No purples from him either.
Oh, lovely. Good lap. 112.9 on the soft compound. And Nisham Hadlsing there rejoining.
So apologies to Ari for missing that.
Yeah, I did see you know when you kind of catch the table changing out the corner of your eye and then can't work out who's gone where. Yes, good stuff.
We had yellow flags for slow travelling Hass on track just around the Parabolica, but that was I think he's just cruising to save his fuel, save his ERS. He's going to do another hot lap.
Yeah. Who's that? Is that Mr.
Sorry, Niels Ekman, that was, yeah. So the fastest man in Sector 1 is 10th place at the moment.
Yeah. Got so much to do in the last two then.
I don't think we've ever had a situation where a driver who has set a purple sector has been eliminated from the session.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have. I think you're right. All the drivers starting to make their way back into the pits, giving way to Sander Hermans in the Ferrari, just got around turn 2. He's on his hot lap. Or he's on a hot lap. 3/10 up so far in the first sector. Besides turn 1, well actually, no, I'm gonna ask you the question with all the corners involved. Which one is your least favourite corner?
Least favourite is absolutely turn 1.
It is turn 1, okay. Without turn 1 involved then, which is your least favourite?
Is that what you asked me, sorry?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, but I thought, well, maybe he likes turn 1, so I'm going to leave it in.
No, really can't stand turn 1. Turn 8, Mercedes, not like that corner too much. I can't seem to get a nice line.
My least favourite is, of course, turn 1. But second favourite's the hairpin. Second least favourite, yeah. Can't stand it. I can never seem to get my braking zone right. I always run a tad bit deep, or it's just a bit too early. I don't know what it is with that hairpin.
Curious.
But yeah, turn 1 never a favourite for me anyway.
It seems to be a favourite for Sander. He's just gone P4.
Yeah, 112.6. Nicely done. Only one driver left then on the medium, which is Basden Brayton. See if he switches over. Or maybe he won't.
It's like technical advice.
Yes.
I can hear a little bit of Sander's engine in your mic.
Can you hear it now?
Yeah, slightly.
Still? You shouldn't be able to, because I'm not seeing any like little sounds. You might be able to hear it on Skype, but it's definitely not coming through.
Yeah. When you speak, I can hear it.
Oh, okay. Right. Don't know how I can sort of fix that one. Might be better now. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll just turn the volume down. I don't really need to hear the sound. As long as the viewers can.
Drivers appear to be consigned to the pits, although Guido Ocean's out on track at the moment. He is does appear to be on a hot lap. His first sector, though, is nothing like his previous and still current purple first sector. He's some 0.3 down.
Yeah, I saw him. He was just about 0.5 down after sector 2, I think. Does improve though by 0.2, 1:12.9. In the end, Sebastian Brain definitely going for the medium tyre for the start here.
Yep, just the one driver on the opting for the mediums at the start.
Yeah. Oh, that's a bit wide. Mark Stappers. That'll be it for him. Droning still on lap here. 0.5 up at the moment. I got a bit sideways there, leaving the hairpin.
Gomez is going to get into the top 10 here. Just coming around the last corner.
Good stuff. See where he puts himself. P3, Sebastian. 1:12.3. Beautiful. Definitely a man with a plan is Mr. Eagle Mears.
Absolutely. Skipper's his teammate in danger, was in danger of being knocked out by Mark Stappers.
Not going to improve. Droning's come in, so he is safe.
That is it, yep.
He'll be through to qualification session number 3.
Very deeper vein then knocked out over 7/1000ths of a second.
Yeah. Pretty petty, aren't they, Formula 1?
Absolutely.
Well, it's only 7/1000ths. God.
I mean, it takes 14/1000ths, twice as long, to blink one's eye.
Is that how long it takes? 14/1000ths of a second?
Yeah, it's an average time.
Blink of an eye. He was out.
Blink of one eye? No, it doesn't work like that, does it?
We could, in the wink of an eye.
If you wink one eye, you do it twice as quick.
Yeah, save time with the winks. Going for a 2-wink strategy here. So, all the drivers retiring there. And we have our top 10 for Q3. That's Boy Williamson in P1 at the moment. Damien Hartman is just behind him, P2. Then it's Aston Eagle Mears in 3. Nicky Visser 4th. Azana Herman's 5th. Paul Quarry 6th. Asden Brain 7th. Ari Kopp 8th. Guido Ocean 9. And Kuhn Skippers there in P10. Barry Deepervein, Mark Stappers, Neil Ziekma, and Marcel Droning. Your 4 drivers there not making it through to Q3.
Yeah, a bit surprised there. Marcel Droning not getting through into Q3. He's normally a bit stronger than that. Some way off. I can only presume he made mistakes.
Yeah, he was up slightly on that last attempt, but got a bit sideways there, exiting the hairpin. I think that's where it cost him some time.
Yeah. Kuhn Skippers as well on the medium tyre. Didn't actually spot that until just then. So we've got 2 drivers starting on the mediums.
Very good.
The other being Bez.
I'll see if that proves vital in the race later.
Mm-hmm. I imagine that the drivers outside of the top 10, most of them, if not all of them, will opt to start on the medium tyre.
Yeah, would have thought so. Enjoy this lovely black screen here for a little while. We'll be getting on with Q3.
It's not normally black for quite so long.
No, not normally. Fingers crossed it fixes itself.
Hazzah.
Hazzah. Do we know if the drivers are in? Okay.
Stand by. I'll try and get some.
If the drivers are in,
response.
we can both drop out perhaps and come back. I presume you're in the same boat as me. You can't see anything either.
No.
Very well. Very well. It's like that advert in the cinema, isn't it? Where it just turns all the lights off and goes. It talks about the dark. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes, I do. Yeah.
Makes you think, doesn't it? The dark. Right, a bit of some slight facts about the Hockenheimring here, whilst we're just looking at nothing. Hockenheim dates all the way back to 1932, when it was created by Mercedes as a test track for their cars, in particular, perfected them from the Tripoli Grand Prix. The original track was an enormous 12-kilometre triangle affair. In fact, it was called the... Oh god, this is going to be a bit of a butcher here in German, but the Dreikskurs, or triangle track, that speared off to the outskirts of nearby Oftersheim before looping back via the current B291. Obviously, when it used to bury itself through the forest there. I actually quite like that old setup. Rushing through the trees. First Grand Prix was in 1930. Oh, sorry, the Dreikskurs was shortened in 1938, while following a further 1960s update from Dutchman Don Hugenholtz. He actually helped out with Suzuka as well. Let it be known when the guys at Honda asked him to make that track for them. Formula One came to Hockenheim in 1970, and that year's world champion to be Jochen Rindt won the race by 0.7 seconds from the main title rival Jackie X. There you have it.
Thank you very much.
Up until 2002, Hockenheim's design saw the cars roar out into the forest before looping around the Ost curve and steaming back into the stadium. In 2002, the track was truncated, with the cars now turning right shortly after turn 1 and bisecting the original track. Hockenheim is still a fast track though, with Sebastian Vettel recording a 231 km/h average during his 2018 pole lap. A race which he would go on to crash into a wall during.
It seems a number of drivers have got issues.
Okay.
It does look like they're going to run Q3. The drivers that are still in are going to run Q3. And then it looks like it will be a new lobby because we're missing sort of 4 or 5 drivers. Just can't get in.
Okay.
So it will be a restart.
Damn. Unheard of.
Absolutely unheard of.
Right then, I'll put us onto a little transition screen here, and let's get this lobby restarted. Could we get in for Q3, or just be a case they run it and we'll join back?
Yeah. No, we should be able to get in for Q3. I'm just going to see if I can join now, and then I'll just send an invite over. Just want to point out if the whatever this issue is had only affected 1 or 2 or perhaps even 3 drivers, the race would have still continued. No restart under our rules.
Absolutely.
The issue appears to have affected even us as spectators.
Yeah.
So. Just trying to rejoin the session. Appears to have been caused perhaps by John Donkel, who was hosting the session. His connection just completely dropped him out.
Oh, okay.
Which may have affected others.
Right. A bit of migrating host going on.
Yeah.
Crash bang wallop. I think they're having a boom across me now. I keep smacking it.
Struggling to rejoin the session myself as well. I love technology.
It really is a marvellous thing.
It's lovely when it goes right. But
yeah, when it works, it's great.
Maybe one race a season.
I think this is our first real issue. I think it's been okay most of the most of the time until now.
No, we've been quite fortunate. Oh, please let me in. Stop this.
Come on.
Let me come a date.
Let us in, I say. You. How about some fun facts?
Go on in. Chuck them at me.
Well, I've got to find some first. Hang on.
I'll tell you one about Sebastian Vettel. He lives just half an hour's drive down the road. F9.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Right. See, can I say this? It's about German superstitions.
Go on.
Most Germans believe that open windows will cause illness, such as achy joints or the flu. Because of this, the window panes stay tightly shut, even in the most beautiful weather. In Germany, it's thought that if you bury your deceased dog under your doorstep, its ghost will guard the house. Rather than wave to your German friends, greet them by knocking on the table. It's believed that knocking on oak is good luck because the devil isn't able to touch the holy wood. There's some funny little things going on with them.
Make of them what you will.
Yeah. If you don't want to get the evil eye from your waitress and other restaurant goers, then never ask for tap water at a German restaurant. The German word for tap water is Leitungswasser, which means plumbing water. According to German law, an infant's gender must be obvious by his or her first name. The Civil Registration Office has the right to refuse names that don't comply with this law. That's an interesting one, isn't it? Do you reckon they get names like Charlie in Germany?
Well, from what you just said, I would say no.
Yeah.
I would say there should be no...
Yeah, but what if they just assume Charlie's a male name or a female name?
Well, yeah, as long as, I think if they've determined that it is one or the other, then fine. How very controversial.
Yeah, I know. This one's about to even really. This is going to top that. Get ready.
I'm worried now.
Yeah, put your hands down by your sides.
I'm hoping this lobby gets sorted out.
Keep your hands inside the vehicle at all times. No, it's not really that exciting. Don't even think about mowing your lawn or fixing up that old shed on a Sunday afternoon. German law states that Sundays are a day of rest and silence. Neighbours are expected to keep quiet, and all grocery and other retail stores are closed.
Roger.
There you go. No mowing your lawns or hammering in the shed. The Christmas tree was first created in Germany. in the Renaissance era. Anyway, how are we getting on with the damn lobby?
Pass.
Oh, I can join your game.
I've tried to rejoin off everyone. I can't get in. I'm messaging the admins. I haven't got a response just yet. I imagine it's quite chaotic at the moment while they reorganise the session.
Let's have a look at some comments, shall we? Whilst we're waiting.
Sorry. Just a little update. Nobody can get in the session now.
Okay.
The session that was running, everybody else has been kicked from it as well, and can't seem to rejoin one at all.
Right, brilliant. Eddie, wishing myself and Adrian a great broadcast tonight. Thank you very much, sir, as always. And so far, so good. Going really well. We got Ewan Tusk saying good luck. Ryan Lear, as always, in there saying good luck. Thank you, Ryan. Don Perro, Asirop Kuhn, I think he's a fan of Mr. Skipper's. Very card there saying evening all. Any weather reports? Do we have any weather reports for the race or the qualifying?
Yes. Well, qualifying was going to be dry completely. The race was going to start with the sun shining. Halfway through the race, a torrential downpour, and at the end, sun shining again.
Right, I'm going to have to ask a question because I know it's on everyone's lips. Are we fixing the races lately? Because this seems to happen every single time we go racing with the Netherlands guys. It's sunny, rain, sunny.
Well, do you want the official answer? Or no, there is only one answer. No, we are not. Absolutely not. Definitely not fixing anything to do with races whatsoever. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Sander Herman's there, who was hoping for rain. I don't know if we were actually. We get a lot of rain with the Netherlands guys. I think we're hoping for some sun, but we're not getting it today.
Can I interrupt you to ask a question to the viewers? All three of them.
All right, steady on. There's actually 11 current viewers according to my screen.
Apologies. 11 live viewers. If anyone's actually on F1 at the moment, all right, are they able to create a session? Because I cannot either. I wonder if it is actually server maintenance or some other issue like that.
Can we check on the calendar? There's no events. Server maintenance is normally on Mondays, which is what it says still on my calendar. There's nothing going on today, events-wise.
Does seem like Codemasters have just pulled the plug on all of their servers.
No racing today, they say.
You do. Server error N07. I've not seen that one before. And right. That's it then. Tune in next week.
Yeah, we'll see you. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we'll catch you next time when we can actually get a lobby going.
Oh, this is painful.
It's unbelievable. What I could do is I could just mute us and just pop some royalty-free music on. I haven't got to worry about
elevator music.
Well, I haven't got any. I don't think I've got any. I could certainly have a look because it would be bloody good to play if we could. Royalty free. Elevator music. Yes, come on. I don't know where it's going to play. You might be able to hear it now, actually. I think they probably can hear it now. I can't. Can you hear it on the stream? It's definitely playing.
Stand by, I've got the stream down. But... music. A bit of,
oh yeah, no, it is playing. Right, hang on. I'm just going to mute us. We'll let it go. Enjoy the music, guys. We'll be back very shortly after these advertisements. Right, hello everybody. I've brought us back in now and turned the call center music down. I'm pretty sure we're about to get up and running again here pretty soon. I am now in the lobby, which is good, and we're just waiting for everyone to get back in so we can ready up.
Presumably, Dan, the lobby can start when the lobby is ready and not necessarily when we are ready or
Correct,
when I am ready.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. Yep. So now we've got 17 drivers in there, so we're waiting on 2 more and yourself, by the looks of it. Hopefully not too much longer. Everyone's going through the same problem though, so just waiting for them all to get in. Took me a while to join as well, but did get here eventually. This tune is funky rumba techno, Eddie. Yeah, it certainly was. Just hoping it's actually royalty free and not a lie.
Does Dan work for a call centre, Terry?
Yeah. I damn well should. With that kind of music playing. The call centre DJ, they call me. We gonna... Was Q3 finished?
Stand by, I'm just trying to find that out myself while trying at the same time to get into this lobby.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I think it should be fine, Eddie. You should. It definitely said royalty free, and as long as we put in the description we don't own the music, I think they won't strike us for it. And even if they do, I think it's just a case of we can't earn money from it. I think we can still publish it. But I'll put in the description just saying we don't own it anyway. After we do this tonight. Eddie asking in the chat, who do we think for the win tonight? Ryan there going for Basden Brian. Eddie saying Boy Williamson. Adrian Rich also calling Boy. Lily Stick saying Niche. I had to sing. Oh, were you going to say something then?
No.
Okay.
I sort of. I was anticipating an answer, and I was getting ready to say it, but it didn't quite come at the moment I was hoping for it. So I have to wait for a moment.
We've got
before
20...
I can respond.
So we're just waiting for you now. I think we are ready to go. Besides you.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to wait for me. You may proceed. Be advised, we will not be starting from Q3, as Terry asked. We will be starting the race directly using the grid from Q2.
Ah. So who does that put on pole? Nikki or Boy? Is it Boy? I think it was Boy, wasn't it, ahead of Nikki?
Yes, it was Boy Williamson. Yes, it was.
And that'll put Aston Eaglemears in his first qualifying P3, I believe.
Correct. Well, this was his first qualifying session because he was not allowed to participate in qualifying last week because that was his debut.
Indeed.
And I still have an error, N07. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to reboot my Xbox completely.
Did you restart your game?
I restarted the game, yes, but I'm going to turn the Xbox completely off and reboot it.
Okay, we'll get you back in a sec then.
Okay.
So we'll get Adrian back in very shortly once he reboots his Xbox. In the meantime, we'll be running through the grid here as the guys get set up, get their parade lap underway for the German Grand Prix here at Hockenheim. Round number 11. You are, of course, watching F1 tonight. Netherlands. Season number 7. Round number 11. Nice little flow one there, rolls right off the tongue. There might still be a short break, although I think it'll be unlikely. We should be getting right into this one. Terry, the standing, I believe, is what we saw from Q2. So we definitely know Boy is on pole, Nicky P2. Aston Egelmeers is P3. That's as much as I can remember from Q2. I think you can rewind the stream though, so you can check what Q2 ended like. But that will be our grid. Five safety cars, 2 virtual safety cars. My. That would be a pretty exciting race. Now, I don't know if that was sarcastic or if that was genuine, because on the flip coin, it could also be a very boring race if it's really, really, really slow with 5 safety cars. Let's see how we go. I have no doubt there'll be a few safety cars involved. 3 safety cars, 1 VSC from Eddie. I'm going to go for 3 VSCs, 1 safety car. I'm going to flip it. Flip it on its head. Looks like we might be taking a break here whilst we wait for the drivers to ready up. Not sure how long a break we've got until we get underway. Hopefully not too long. It could of course be another error with the lobby, which hopefully it isn't. So never know. With Codemasters, that's part of a package. Oh no, here we go. People are readying up. Let's see if I can call back Adrian here and get him back in. No joy there, getting hold of Adrian, so we'll do the parade lap and then we'll give it another go. Right, let's have a look at the driver's tyres here and get the track max set up. So, leading us away then, following Q2 qualifying positions, Nicky Visser, Toro Rosso, takes us round Hockenheimring on the parade lap here in Toro Rosso. Then it's Boy Williamson. Oh, I thought it was Boy. Apparently Baz Brain qualified ahead of him. So Baz Brain in there, in the Alfa Romeo, in P2. Then we've got Aston Egelmeers there in the Racing Point. Boy Williamson in the Ferrari. It's P4. Kuhn Skippers there in P5 for Racing Point. Good qualifying from the pair there. On the Hermans in the Ferrari P6. Jamie Hartman in the Alfa Romeo P7. Paul Quarret is P8. Guido Ocean P9. Ari Kopp in the Williams P10. And it's Barry Deepervein in the Haas P11. Mark Stappers P12 for Renault. Nils Ekman, the other Haas, in P13. Marcel Droning in the Red Bull P14. Don Donkel P15 for Toro Rosso. Then 16th is Miguel Torni in Mercedes, their home Grand Prix. Hildovitz in the McLaren. They're in 17th. His teammate just behind him, Nijam Hadwasing, in 18th. And at the back of the grid in P19, Peter Phillip in the Renault. So the rest of the drivers getting lined up here. See if I can call Adrian back here whilst we get underway. No joy at all there. Immediate hang up. So, here he comes. So the lights going out here. Nicky Visser gets underway. Alfa Romeo there of Baz Brain, not getting as good a start, but he stops in P2 just behind the Toro Rosso of Nicky Visser. Aston Eaglemeers gets a good start as well. He keeps hold of P3. The two Ferraris doing very well there. Zander Hermans gets ahead of Kuhn Skippers there, but Kuhn Skippers coming around the outside at turn 2, comes back at him. And here he is. How's that? Can you hear me?
Hazzah, yes.
Hazzah, there he is. I'm still getting your phone call on Xbox there, but safety cars come out. Not quite sure what for. Oh, Paul Quarret and Ari Kopp have crashed at turn 2.
Yeah, I have been watching the watching the stream so far, so I've been trying to keep myself up to date while I am trying to get in. Yes, it does seem like that is the case.
Not so good. Down the back of the field then for those guys. Nicky Visser got away well. Baz Brain keeps hold of P2. Aston Eaglemeers still third. Two Ferraris getting a good start there. That jumps ahead of Mr. Skippers there in the Racing Point with the pumpkin helmet on. Jamie Hartman up as well as Guido Ocean, Nils Ekman, and Brady Van. They will jump ahead of John Donkel. And Miguel Torni also gets ahead of Nishama Hadwasing. Of course, all those guys at the back getting a place from the two non-finishers there. Shame for Paul Quarret and Ari Kopp there.
Apologies for my name appearing all over the start of that race from the
That's alright. No problem. The driver just come around now to pick up the safety car. Two Haas guys coming into the pits. That's going to hold Mr. Deepervein up here just slightly. Seems to get in there fairly quickly after his teammate, Nils Ekman. They're going for medium tyres, looks like. Deepervein on the soft.
Lots of drivers showing us moving up quite a number of places. I presume that is the case due to Paul Quarret dropping so many and Ari Kopp. Got John
Paul lost 10
6
places. Ari 9. So yeah, most of the grid there getting away pretty well at the start.
No change at the top 4 then.
No, Baz Brain was sort of under threat a bit from Aston Eaglemeers as they came round turn 1. Kuhn Skippers there put up a fight with Zander Hermans to try and maintain P5, but Zander managed to get ahead of him, and it was safety car, so that position was sort of locked in after that. for the moment then anyway.
Safety car could have come in at the end of lap 2 if the pack is quite close together as they approach sector 3. Obviously the game didn't think the pack was close enough together,
No.
and so safety car's done one more.
Yeah, we'll see how they look. I think it should be good to come in this lap, would have thought.
Yeah, deeper vein opted for the soft tyres then after his pit stop for a new wing. So he's pretty much sticking to his original strategy. That may actually be the better call in this scenario, rather than what his teammates done and moved on to the medium tyres, because obviously he's still going to have to stop twice after
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was strategic, just to keep on different strategies, or if it was just to keep on what he was doing originally or not.
No, because the medium tyre will do maybe it won't do half the race. That's the problem. If it could do at least half the race, then yes, you could switch onto the mediums after the first lap and then onto the mediums again, and still only do a 2-stop strategy. If you do get damage early on, you're actually better off, if you're not going to go onto the softs again. You're better off to try to stay out until lap 8 or 9 and then go on to the medium tyre.
Right. See how the drivers get going here. We'll go on board with Dan Brayan. See how Nicky Visser can set up his getaway into turn 17. There he goes. That looked pretty good.
Yeah,
on
strong.
Board.
Oh boy, Williamson with a move on. It looked like it was better to make the pass on Egelmeers.
Lots in behind him for now. So Nicky Visser did a good job there to get going again. And Brian still sticking with him for now.
Peter Phillips in the pit again.
Oh,
Sorry, in the pit for the first time. That's for
that
new
front wing. Yeah. Let's see how Dan Brayan can do with those medium tyres on, see what the deficit looks like. Doesn't look too bad at the moment. Miguel Tawny's got a bit of a pack forming behind him. Hadwissing looks to be eyeing up a move here. Thought he might have made it into turn 12 then. But,
can be done.
Yeah.
Can be done. There were a few passes there in Tuesday's race. Oh, we've got Damien Hartman off.
Damien Hartman's gone.
He's almost done a Vettel. A little bit late.
Yeah, luckily he hasn't. Has kept it going. He's coming to the pits now. See what he decides to go on to.
Egelmeer is a new wing as well, so he was running third. I wonder if he spun first, perhaps, and we hadn't
Maybe,
seen it.
yeah.
I'll look back at that on the stream.
Yeah, I don't think I caught it, but yeah, you can check.
Yes, it was Egelmeer. Yeah, he spun off, and looks like he collected Damien Hartman.
Right, okay. That's unfortunate then. Here's a trickier part of the track, isn't it? To find grip early on. Guess that's what's happened there with those two guys.
Oh no, sorry. It wasn't a collection of Damien Hartman. Damien Hartman drove over some debris from Egelmeer's, punctured his tyre and spun.
Oh, wow, okay. Luckily no more safety cars there.
Joining with the pass on Miguel Tawny, that was into 12. 13 actually, sorry.
With Williamson now pressuring Dan Brayan. His medium tyres showing that sort of lack of pace compared to the softs at the moment. DRS should be available now, shouldn't it? It's been 3 laps, I think, since the safety car.
Safety car came in at the end of 3, so it will not
end of this lap,
until the end of 6.
Then. Right. But doesn't matter. Boy Williamson there. Nice bit of slipstream. Gets up the inside into the hairpin. Gets the move made. That's P2 for him. Got the championship leader in his sights now. 2.5 seconds up the road.
Sealed of it, just past Miguel Torni as well. As 2 places now. Torni's lost in the space of a lap.
Yeah, looked to be struggling a bit early on. He had a bit of a train behind him after the safety car restart. Run wide there through Mercedes.
It's very loose on the front wheels. Lots of understeer.
Yeah. Silvervit was out in Q1, was he? Or did he just join late? He was out in Q1.
He had a back start.
Back start, right, okay. Making good progress so far up to P10. Nishi's doing well as well. Those guys both down the back, they were 17 and 18 at the start of the race. So good progress being made for the McLarens.
Yes, indeed.
Don Herman's eyeing up as then Brain for a pass there, similar to how his teammate did it a lap earlier. That's
strong down that straight, aren't they? Down the parabolic. It looks like Coon Skipper's trying to make a move on the inside of the hairpin as well.
Yeah, Skippers was going for it, like you said. Didn't quite get it done. It looks racy though for a sec there, the racing point.
Indeed, he doesn't care that De Vries is a 5-time Constructors champion.
No.
Who are you?
Oh, Miguel Torni's gone.
Oh, he's gone.
We've lost him at Mercedes, VSC. So far, that's 2 bingos on my card there. 1 safety car, 1 VSC. 2 more to go.
Quite ironic, we have lost a Mercedes at Mercedes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is indeed. I don't know how he's got there in that state. The VSC shouldn't last too long, I would have thought. Yeah, his car's gone now, so probably go green shortly.
Damien Hartmann surely hoping for an actual safety car rather than this VSC. It would have allowed him to catch up and almost kind of undo the pit stop from earlier.
Yeah.
DRS now enabled.
And the Haas boys here surrounding the Renault of Mark Stappers. Although Mark's getting ahead of Deeper Vein. Niels Eekma squeezes through there as well. Switches in front of his teammate. Can he make the move into the hairpin?
That was a good move. That was
lovely.
From Eekma.
That was 2 for the price of 1 there.
Fantastic.
Really well done. Niels Eekma there, up to P11 in the Haas.
Was really confident on the in the braking zone. He left it as late as he possibly could to ensure that he was first into that corner.
Very nicely done. Niche here still poundering John Donkel in that Toro Rosso. He looks to move up to P7 if he can.
3-second penalty for Sander Hermans. That was a corner cut at, funnily enough, turn 1.
Yeah, that's the place where it's going to happen, isn't it, I think?
Yeah. Deeper Vein has now got past Stappers as well, so it's both Hasses past the Renault.
Yeah, good stuff. Was that done before turn 1 or through turn 1?
Through turn 1.
Oh, nice. Confident in the Haas today.
Oh, Stappers fighting back though with that the ERS down the Parabolica.
Yeah, here he comes.
It's quite an easy pass, in fairness.
Yeah, on the outside of Deeper Vein. If Deeper Vein can make the switchback work though.
Bit of contact.
Yeah, did he tap his wing? Did he?
Yeah, I didn't see anything fly off.
No, he's all put together still. Is of course very important for the drivers under simulation conditions.
I think he's suffered some very, very slight damage. I can't see anything off the car, but the way the car is now behaving is quite a lot different, or that could just be psychological.
Yeah, it might be. There is sort of that... I think there is that kind of damage state where nothing comes off, but there is some damage there, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, I run the telemetry up when I do race. You can get up to 5% damage before something actually falls off.
Yeah.
I've had lots of fun testing that one.
Yeah, I bet. So it looks like he might have perhaps a bit of damage here. John Donkel, though, all over Guido Urshan, here into the hairpin. Looks to... Oh, Guido's going to have him around the outside still. Can he hold on? Not quite. John Donkel makes the move work. Good move on the medium tyre there. Takes P7. Mark Stappers has got back through the two Haas boys. So it's back to square one. Nils Ekema still holds P12, so he's still one place up from where he was behind his teammate earlier on.
Ekema is actually running under-fueled, so I wonder if he was actually saving a little bit of fuel and lost a place in that situation.
Perhaps, yeah.
Never a good idea to try and save fuel at the beginning of a race. Of course, if you're going to do that, why go under-fueled?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see how they get on here. There's a bit of action going on with these the Haas guys down at the back. Deepervane looks to be chasing down his teammate.
It's quite a tasty little battle, isn't it, between these three? John Donkel defending against Guido Urshan, and Guido Urshan defending a little bit more against Hazzah.
Yeah, definitely. Very good stuff indeed. Hazzah's been there since the beginning of this race, just eager to get through.
He hasn't had much luck in previous races, really, with his performances, Hazzah.
No, often goes backwards, but he had a good... He finished in Britain, didn't he? Or was it a non-finish in the end? He certainly made a good start of it.
Yeah.
Tim McLaren's having a good race last week. Certainly improved since Austria, anyway. The niche.
Yeah.
Guido's
looking very aggressive around the gearbox of John Donkel. Sorry, Kuj Skippers has just passed.
Yeah, Skippers there, getting past the Alfa Romeo. See if Den Brain's got an answer for him. Of course, these guys are on the same compound, so it's all fair. The only difference here is setup and driver.
Switch of drivers around Haas. Deepervane's just past Ekema.
Yeah.
I think that may have been strategical. Deepervane on the soft tyres.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Strategical, is that a word?
Strategic, I think, is what you're looking for.
Once heard an air hostess say the word electronical. Turn off all electronical devices. I found that quite amusing.
Electronical. Is that a word?
No.
Electronical. Brilliant. Words. Funny. Boy Williamson here, challenging Nicky Visser to the hairpin, getting his car just alongside the Toro Rosso, but doesn't quite get the move made. Only applying the pressure though. Good to see these two championship leaders here fighting for position. Yeah,
very evenly matched, these two. Just generally in their overall pace.
Yeah.
Styles are somewhat different in their races. I noticed Nicky tends to go a bit sort of harder and faster than Boy does. At sort of at various stints. Nicky doesn't do it all the time, but yeah, if he's pushing from the back, he'll dispatch drivers pretty quickly.
Yeah, of course, we saw that, didn't we, in Austria? A good example of that from Nicky Visser. Came from, I think, 19th to 2nd.
Yes.
In that race.
Yeah. Boy does tend to do a lot better if he starts at the front.
Yeah.
Nicky, I don't know if you spotted there. Nicky got a 3-second penalty for the corner car on turn 1, or accumulation of warnings.
No, I missed that one. I was going to dart back to Nietzsche Madison next. I think he's hounding. Sorry, still a bit now on the back of Marcel Droning. See if he can make a move here with DRS through Parabolica and down to the hairpin.
There it is. He'll have it.
Yeah, looks good. Pulls to the inside. Bit of a squeeze. And
nice.
Jobs are good and
nice and clean. That I like those. I like those sorts of overtakes. They,
oddly satisfying.
Yeah, they are. side by side into a hairpin like that.
Yeah.
No contact, but very very close, and yeah, just it's nice and tidy.
Yeah. Yeah, very nicely done.
DRS, by the way, on this circuit, particularly on that Parabolica and the straight that follows it, you can gain around 14-15 miles per hour through DRS alone. Sorry, 10 through DRS. 14
yeah, interesting.
DRS and
that's a
slipstream.
Big increase there. Nisha Hadrison, Guido Oesch and Zander Herman's all coming into the pits now. And with Marcel Droning, so double stack at Red Bull. Hopefully they can get their cars in and out here nice and smoothly.
Easy.
That was beautiful. my, Red Bull, I say. That was gorgeous. Very nicely done.
That was also satisfying.
Yeah, that was really nice. Marcel back out. Both drivers on the medium tyres now. I set to 2 yellow flags, I think.
Yellow's in 3.
We got
Peter Phillips. That is Peter Phillips.
Peter Phillips gone round, yeah. Already gone wide.
Just after Mercedes.
Yeah.
Turn after Mercedes.
Yeah, turn 10. Turn 10 Studios. 8, 9, 10. Yeah, turn 10.
It was quite odd there. Phillips was just driving in second gear, revving the absolute snot out of the Renault engine. I think he must have been playing with some settings or speaking to Jeff.
Nicky Visser in, sorry, Agent. Nicky Visser comes in with soft tyres. See what he's going to put on here. Another set of softs.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Okay, right. So he's going to go to around lap 30 then, just after.
On hards, the end?
And then he may do the hards. Yep. That's another viable strategy. It's not that much slower than the soft medium.
But it is slower, would you say?
It is slower, yeah, but 5 or 6 seconds overall.
And Nicky here passing John Donkel, his teammate, up the inside through turn 5. Boy Williamson leads the race then on lap 16. And Kuhn Skipper's there up to P2. Have a look at the positions gained there. Both those drivers at the front up 3 places each. John Donkel having a good race so far, up 10 places. Those are Sildovits. And then you've got those 6 drivers from 8th to P1 who haven't stopped yet. That's Mark Stapper, Sildovit, John Donkel, Baz Den Brain, Kuhn Skippers, and Boy Williamson.
Unsurprisingly, Dan, Nicky Visser is 1.5 seconds faster than everybody else in the middle sector alone.
Yeah. Let's just have a look at the gap to the leader. 14.5 seconds from Visser to Williamson. And what was the pit stop time here?
Pit stop time is 18 seconds.
18 seconds, so it's advantage Nicky at the moment. You think Boy's going to pit this lap?
Yes. I'm surprised he hasn't already, to be fair. Those tyres well, actually, no, they started on fresh tyres, didn't they? So, well, even so, 16.
Yeah, deeper vein back in and out now on medium tyres. He stopped early, didn't he, for some softs, so this is a scheduled stop for him. But Eakimer's still out there on the mediums, getting passed by Aston Eaglemir's there into the hairpin. That's for P9 for the racing point.
Boy's staying out. Boy's staying out. He's got the little green spanner on his dashboard. Or dashboard on his wheel. That would indicate that Jeff is shouting at him to come in, but he's ignoring Jeff and cracking on regardless.
Fair play.
Just set an 18.5 on that. I mean, he's gone very deep.
Gone deep, yeah. Oh, well. Back end slipping around. That's not what you want, is it, when you're being chased down by your championship rival on much fresher, faster rubber?
He's lost 2.5 seconds to him on that lap. Boy Williamson to Nicky Visser, that is.
Yeah, we can see that with the gap to the leader. 10.5 seconds now. It was 14.5 seconds just a lap ago. So he wants to get himself in that pit. You know, look at that back end sliding around through Mercedes. That's not a happy car. Sander Herman's there getting past John Donkel through the hairpin. The Ferrari up to P5.
Nicky has set 6 purple sectors in a row.
Nice.
The streak has just ended. It's a little bit slower.
Unbelievable.
He's got to turn the ERS down at some point.
That's not on. I want at least 10 in a row.
Boy, finally into the pit. I think this is going to be for the medium tyres, but yeah, he should have done it a couple of laps ago, really.
How much do you think this will damage his strategy now compared to Nicky's? Obviously, we think Nicky's doing soft, hard. Do you think that's going to make a difference?
I think it's going to be very close between the two of them. Based on that, I think they've both made different types of mistakes personally, and I think they're pretty much even themselves out come the end of the race.
Yeah. It'll be an interesting finish for sure. Good to see Sander Herman's having another good race though. Back up fighting at the front.
Yes, indeed.
Had some tricky ones in the past, but looks to be back on form. He had a good race last week as well, didn't he? So,
yeah.
Good stuff at Ferrari.
John Donkel fighting well as well. I know he hasn't come in yet, so he's not a real 5th place at the moment because he's on 18 laps on these mediums. He'll be coming in about 8 laps or so. But he is up there.
Nicky Visser starting to reel in Baz Bryan now. Sector 1 yellow. Is that I think that's Peter Phillip again, is it? Down at 1, looks to be okay. Sorry, down at turn 2, turn 3 and 4 now. Got that's Aston Eaglemir's behind him. Nope, that would be Kuhn Skippers, who's leading the race for now. Same strategy at the moment as Den Bryan, who he passed earlier on.
Yeah.
Certainly a statement, isn't it, that one?
It absolutely is.
Sector's yellow 2. Yellow 2 sector? No, that's the wrong way around. Sector 2 yellow. What I was looking for was Boy Williamson gets past John Donkel for P5.
Oh, John's fighting back though.
Yeah, he is. He's getting his car alongside. Through turn 7, side by side.
Oh,
into
nice.
Mercedes, yeah, nicely done. And Williamson takes the place. Mahad was seeing Eaglemir's here fighting as well through the hairpin. As Eaglemir's holds on to P9. What do you think Eaglemir's plan is now? Obviously, he got the damage early doors, so he's on the hard tyre now. To go to softs maybe, or mediums? Finish the race?
Yeah, softs won't do it. He'll have to go on to the mediums, and he'll want to come in ideally lap 40. He won't want to do too many extra laps on these hard tyres. Yeah, I'm fairly confident that is the plan for him.
They're getting
Peter
disqualified.
Phillips has been disqualified for parking in a dangerous location, but I'm not sure that is a real disqualification. We've had this a few times. No, it is a real disqualification.
It is real. But he's coming to the pit there, changed his tyres, and then been told on the radio, sorry mate, you're disqualified. It's unfortunate for Peter though. Aim to see him out of the race.
Guido Ocean with the move on Nils Ekman under DRS. That was at Parabolica.
Yeah, Nils though, still right on the back of that Red Bull as he comes through the hairpin. Can't quite keep with him though. Nicky Visser must be eyeing up the move here on Baz Den Brayton very soon. Got DRS.
I know there's various battles going on at the moment, but I've got a little fun fact for you, Dan.
Oh yeah.
The two Racing Points are our two newest drivers. This is only their second Grand Prix, and both of those drivers have led a race.
Yeah, that's quite impressive, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah, I think it's a sign of things to come for them.
Yeah, surprised to get. I mean, do they know each other outside of racing? Do you know?
I couldn't tell you actually.
It's interesting that we've got.
I don't know too much about them.
We've brought in two pretty quick drivers at once.
Yeah. Sorry, Viss has just passed Den Brayton.
Yeah, he did. I did catch it on stream. I just didn't talk about it. But it happened. There it is.
Did Steppers get past Eagle?
I think maybe Eagle Miz got the move and then was overtaken again because he's been in P9 for a little while now. There's Aston.
If Aston is watching this or is watching it later, can he just confirm whether his name actually is Eagle Miz or Eggle Miz? John Donkel.
John Donkel's gone. Yes. After turn 12 there, into the sort of stadium section, I presume he lost the back end coming through turn 12 where we see Dapper's come through now. Yeah, there he is in the wall. Shame to lose John. It's a great finish last week. 1-2 for Toro Rosso at Britain. A sad result for him today.
Yeah, that second place at Britain was his best finish since Britain the previous season, the season before? No, Spain last season when he won.
Right.
Steppers and Ekma both in the pit for Renault and Haas. They're switching from the mediums to the softs, so clearly going for a medium tyre at the end.
Indeed.
Personally, that's the optimal strategy, really. If you're able to start on the medium tyres and have the soft stint in the middle.
What was a medium, soft, medium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only because of traffic early on. If you're on the soft tyre, it's kind of wasted energy if you're having to battle with people.
Do you think?
More so.
Sorry. Do you think their brain will do the same then? Do you think it'll go medium, soft, medium?
Yes, more likely.
So although soft, medium is the best, it's not the best reversed.
No.
Interesting. The maths of strategy.
I mean, if you're starting on the front row and you do soft, medium, yeah, then that's ideal.
Yeah.
Because you're not having to fight with anyone. Or
no.
You haven't got anyone in front of you. So yes, in that scenario, it'd be best.
A stop.
Droning's in the pit. He's only done 9 laps on the mediums. It's got to be for a new wing.
Soft. No, soft. Yeah, soft tyres and no new wing.
Maybe they.
Interesting.
No, it's not damaged.
Well, no idea what's going on at Red Bull.
That's they've gone from doing an absolutely well synchronized double pit stop to doing a bit of a completely random pit stop under safety car.
Nah, no idea what's going on over there. Nicky Visser there getting his car alongside Mr. Skipper's there as a sign of things to come, perhaps. Nicky saying, hey, how you doing?
The safety car, of course, has helped Boy Williamson massively and hurt Nicky Visser in equal amounts. Because it's brought them all closer together, and it's negated those super fast laps that we saw Nicky setting sort of 2 or 3 in a row, 6 purple sectors, and it hasn't been undone in so much as his track position, because he is P2 and importantly ahead of Boy, but he's not as far ahead of Boy as he would have liked to have been.
No. Yes. No and yes and no. Cluck Music Entertainment confirms that it's Eagle Mears.
Eagle Mears, thank you.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir. Also, I think Ryan Lear's called 2 safety cars, 2 VSC, so he's looking quite good here as we get underway again. Koen Skippers leads away from Nicky Visser. Doesn't quite catch the Toro Rosso napping there, so Nicky sticking with the racing point. Fries a bit nip and tuck here. Oh, going a bit side by side there. Boy Williamson got his car alongside Zander Hermans there into turn 2. Doesn't make the overtake just yet. See how they get on down through Parabolica around the outside for Williamson. Move made. Tick that box.
Oh, he's lost an end plate. Nicky Visser's lost an end plate.
Nicky's lost an end plate. One on the back of Mr. Skippers.
Yeah, it was side by side. It was a pretty even Stevens. But yeah, just unfortunate contact there with the racing point.
That's a shame. That could be tricky for Nicky. Now, no rhyme intentional. Koen Skippers now starts to edge out a bit of a lead. Of course, these tyres are probably quite similar at this stage. Oh, sorry, actually, no, the soft, of course, will be much better. The medium tyre starting to fade out a touch. I've got Damien Hartman here, starting to close up on Guido Urshan. Oh, gets wide through turn 1. Mark Stappers gets along the inside a bit here. Can he make a move into turn 2? Good braking there. Oh, has he let through? Oh, he's let the Hass through as well. That's 2 paces drop there for Damien Hartman into turn 2. Niels Eekema gets the move made as well. The rain starts to fall.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I forgot the rain was coming as well. It's all go at the German Grand Prix. Overtakes and rain.
Oh, Niels
What more can you want? Yeah, some more end plate.
Yeah, that was... he actually drove over Nicky's end plate, but also hit the back of Stappers. I think lost his own... No, he hasn't. No, the wing's intact.
Oh, so it was just... Was it just Nicky still there?
Yeah.
From earlier. Bit of a dodgy debris there for the boys to watch out for then.
I can't believe I forgot about the heavy rain in the middle of this race, which is going to completely...
so...
All that talk about strategy is
out the window.
Null and void. Yep. Doesn't matter.
Dan Brayan darting into the pits there. He's got the in call.
That might be a good shout.
Well, we've seen it work, haven't we, with Visser before?
Yeah, I was just about to say it's normally Visser who makes the call first. We shall see.
Yeah, let's see if this one's inspired. Of course, a lot to learn from Nicky Visser, who's made that strategy work a few times, coming in early doors.
Dry runners' lap times are coming down pretty quickly already, going up pretty quickly already.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's happening so fast. Oh, a lot of contact! Mark Stappers hits the wall on the left, gets forced off there. Oh, who else has he hit? That's Damien Hartman.
And Dronig's out as well.
Droning's out. Massive crash there. 3 drivers.
That's
all out. And Niels Eekema, yeah, and unsurprisingly getting the penalty for that. It's definitely... I think it was a case of 4 abreast, maybe even 3, definitely maybe 4 abreast through Parabolica, and Stappers just got nudged off and lost the back end on the grass, and then has come back across and collected Damien, see Marcel Droning as well. chaos as the rain starts here at the German Grand Prix. Only 11 drivers left, and we're not even halfway.
And it's Germany, which is not really a circuit where you have lots of DNFs. Although we did have loads in the UK race.
There's all the drivers coming now. Eekma choosing to stay out. See how that works for him. Double stack of Ferrari, that's going to hold up Zander Hermans. Was lucky for Boyd to get in there, the championship contender. He gets in first. All drivers then, of course, on to the intermediate tyre. Aston Brand comes out 5th after that, so I don't know where he came in from. I'm not sure if he's gained or lost anything there.
Sorry, Den Brain.
Yeah, I'm not sure where he pitted from.
He was running in 3rd.
So it's a net loss then, really, at the moment. Or there will be P4 after Eekma pits.
Yeah, what Den Brain really didn't want to see immediately after he came in was a safety car, because the advantage that he may have had by pitting early has been completely taken away from him, because it's allowed everybody to pit
for free, more or less.
Yeah. So all he's done is lose track position, 2 places in this case.
Yeah.
The incident, by the way, that big pile-up, 3-car pile-up down the DRS straight of Parabolic up. It looked like very deeper vein in the Haas. It looked like he came across to sort of the preparing to get on the racing line for the hairpin. He come across ahead of and made contact with Mark Stappers in the Renault. He then completely spun, hit the wall, bounced across the track again to the right, and at that point Damien Hartmann was approaching down the right-hand side of the track and just ploughed straight into the back of him.
Right, okay.
So Damien Hartmann, a complete passenger in that instance.
I think that was... Am I right in saying...
as well, to be fair.
Yeah. Am I right in saying that was kind of the same result for Hartmann at Britain as well? Was he wasn't at fault for that crash either, was he?
No, that's right. No, he's had a few incidents like that lately.
Yeah, unfortunate. He keeps getting caught up in those.
Marcel Droenig as well. Of course, he crashed out at in Britain. I think it was Ashton Eaglemez overtook him. Well, they were side by side through Maggots. And yeah, the 2 cars made contact, and that was pretty much the end of Droenig's race. I think he was running 4th or 5th at that time.
Yeah.
And once again, he's out of this race through no fault of his own.
Yeah, shame. But that's sometimes part of racing.
It is indeed.
I'm sure there's
it's
no
really
intent
nice
involved in that, but yeah.
To you, but it does happen.
But importantly, safety car in this lap, and Kuhn Skippers leads the way. Managed to hold on to that lead after the safety car. He has got the Rainmaster himself still a bit behind him though, all the way from P17 on the grid. Yeah, 15 places up.
Yeah.
And he did a good job in the rain at Silverstone. Sorry, Adrian.
Sorry, Dan.
Please, go ahead.
Thank you. I know. I'll wait. I'll wait now until the after the safety car restart.
We'll see how Kuhn Skippers gets underway here. Oh no, he's been caught napping massively. Sildervik got a great launch there, but can't quite get to the inside right away. Through turn 1 they go then. All line astern. Bit of a kick of... a bit of a tail snapper there for Sildervik. Nicky Visser gets all over the back of him now. Looks to try and get his nose up the inside into turn 2, but can't quite make it happen, so stops into P3. They continue as they started. We'll just wait for the hairpin to come along. See if any moves are made here. All looks good. Aston Eagle Mears as well in the mix. Nisha Madison getting a 3-second penalty there for multiple warnings. I'm not quite sure where he managed to pick that one up.
Madison's just lost a place to Hermans.
Yeah. And the Fry driver getting himself back up the order. Oh, Deeper Vein's gone on the grass there. Cutting turn 9. Not going to help his grip levels. Right, so with the restart complete, Adrian, over to you.
I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh, bugger and blast. Old Bean, what's going on?
What was I talking about? Deep
Well,
vein into the pit. Deep vein into the pit after that that moment that he had.
Did he get some wing damage then? I mean, what's his strategy now? Because he can only get onto more inters.
Oh no, is it a drive-through?
I think, yeah, I did see a drive-through come up. I think it was speaking under safety car when it first came out. I think that was what we're seeing there, rightly said. Nicky Visser closing up on Sildavit now. Oh, can he get around the outside of the hairpin? No, not quite. Oh, he's going to get alongside though. Great exit from the Toro Rosso. A little bit holds on to P2 for now though. This is... Oh, that was close. I thought there was going to be a bit of contact there. This has let Basden Bain right back in. How's he done that? I thought he was going to get around the outside. Not quite. A bit clumsy there. I think he might have misjudged his braking zone actually.
Yeah.
In that instance, but Kunschke was absolutely loving this. All this fighting, he's just bye-bye.
Oh, I've remembered what I was going to say.
Go on.
I was going to say, we were talking about Still de Wit at the time, and I was about to say that there aren't many drivers in this race so far who have not had an error, not made a mistake, but still
and we'll finish that comment there.
Coming from the back, way up to P2. There's no such thing as a commentator's curse.
Absolutely.
He doesn't watch these until afterwards, anyway.
Well,
they can't hear it.
Let's wait and see. Do you believe in the commentator's curse? We'll wait and see. Still really close. All these front runners really, well, actually, even the majority of the grid here really hooking it up and keeping close together here. I see Deeper Vein having pitted, so he's a bit further back, but the rest of them all sticking pretty close together. Oh, what happened there?
Then Brian really completely missed his braking point into the hairpin, come right across the front of Nicky Visser. Visser saw him coming and pretty much stopped the car so that he didn't make contact. That was yeah.
Lucky he did as well.
Good awareness.
Did the same thing into turn 8 the last lap. So see, that's part of the learning curve on the job, isn't it, really, for drivers when the rain comes along? You've got to learn the track all over again.
That's right.
And some do it faster than others.
The track can change lap after lap as well, even in these conditions.
Yeah. I mean, we obviously know it's heavy rain, which could lead to the wet tyres, depending on how long we're going to get it for, couldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know how long if it's going to be sustained or if we're just going to get heavy rain and dry conditions quickly after.
Well, you never know with this game.
Yeah.
The weather report can show you something. You know what's going to happen, but you have no idea when it's going to happen. Even if it tries to tell you when it's going to happen, it's complete nonsense because it never happens when it says.
No, I mean, like real weather reports though, isn't it? That's one thing they've really nailed down, Codemasters, is the crappy weather.
Yeah. Sildavit's past Vista.
Yeah, but Vista now
out of the hairpin.
Getting back on the inside through 7, that'll leave Sildavit. Oh, getting a bit of a cheeky nudge to the inside there as Sildavit keeps hold of P2.
Yeah, the teenager fighting well against the reigning champion.
Yeah, good stuff. Obviously, the champion's trait is to be a bit of a brute. That's how you win races. You've got to fight your way through. And,
nice guys finish last, as they say.
Absolutely. The statement, very true indeed. Boy Williamson still sticking with front runners, as is Baz Den Brain as well. The torpedo himself. Aptly named probably after this race.
There's a moment on I don't know if I can say it, but Drive to Survive on the
copyright
on the old streaming service.
On other streaming services are available.
Will Buxton says, champions are able to channel their inner B word.
Yeah. You can say that word, can't you? On national YouTube.
Just in case we can't, I'm not going to.
Yeah, fair enough. Nicky Viss coming on to it, petrol from Baz Den Brain again. I must say though, impressed with Kuhn Skippers right now. I know obviously the guys behind him are fighting, but he has not put a foot wrong. Commentator's curse. At the moment. He's doing a great job there. 4 seconds in the lead at the moment.
He seems to like these wet conditions.
Yeah, it was a similar thing last time out, wasn't it? In Britain, he did well there. Well, that was until I think he was actually in a similar place, wasn't he, before he ultimately crashed out of that race.
Yep. I mean, look, you can see that gap now on the track map as well.
Yeah.
It's quite obvious.
Certainly is.
Although you could say, he's not having to battle and defend against drivers behind him. Nicky Visser now 4th. Boy Williamson did pass him.
Yeah. I can't say I remember that happening. I don't know how, it's funny how you can miss things commentating a race, but we're not going to miss that move as Boy Williamson tries to edge his way past Sill a bit, but Sill closes the door. Holds on to P2 for now. Into Mercedes. Boy Williamson gets that car. Oh, starts to get out the inside, but pulls out of it at the end. No, I mean, that's, yeah.
Definitely heavy rain now, and expect drivers to be coming in.
Yeah, they'll be hopefully speaking to Jeff and finding out how long this will be going on. Of course, the car's going through turn 13 now, that iconic corner where Sebastian Vettel lost it in the 2018 Grand Prix.
Lap times aren't really coming down, aren't really deteriorating, increasing.
They're kind of steady, aren't they?
Very much at the moment, despite this heavy rain.
Yeah, interesting.
Sorry, Dan?
I was just saying that was interesting. That's an interesting comment. One thing I like to see in the new game is slightly more harsh gravel. That'd be nice.
Sorry, Bill Williamson's just made the move for
P2.
P2.
He has. Can still hold it though up the inside. It seems traction. It seems great around the outside of that corner, and Boy Williamson, getting a good exit. They're side by side though. Sill's got the inside here, but it'll allow Williamson the inside into turn 8. Oh, both of those drivers going quite deep there. Nicky Visser's gone round. Nicky Visser spun. Both end plates have come off that Toro Rosso there. Surely going to be a pit stop. And debris could cause some issues here for drivers behind him. Right on the middle of the track there. We'll stick with deeper vein to see if we can see it. Looks to have gone, I think, now. The track's clear.
Yeah, Nicky's surely coming in for wet tyres and a new wing.
Yeah.
I was about to say, that move, they were, they weren't quite 3 abreast, but 3 drivers going into that, what is that, turn 7. It looked very, very controlled. I don't quite know how Nicky ended up losing the car. Oh, race leader Kuhn Skippers on the wet tyre.
Yeah, he was held a bit there whilst the Alfa Romeo team got ready to take Den Brain in as well, so I thought he might get stuck, but Gets back out, so I think he is still net leader. Sildavit in second place still. But yeah, I didn't catch Nicky get into turn 8 there. I just saw Sildavit and Boy Williamson. Next thing I know, Visser's gone round.
Nicky's come out on Inters.
Well, you know, if it was Austria, or maybe last week, I would question this call, but I'm going to trust him.
He does seem to make the right decisions in these changeable conditions. Even if they look like completely the wrong decisions at the time, they're normally only wrong for a few laps, and then they become the right decision. Yeah,
and the fact that no one else has stopped, besides these leaders, which I guess they've just done a cool Kuhn Skippers' bluff perhaps here. Oh, Sildavit getting a bit slippery there through turn 10.
Slippery still.
Slippery still, yeah.
Boy Williamson, who is leading the race at the moment, yeah, his previous lap was a 26.7. The last lap was a 28.1. He's just crossed the line now for a 28.6, so it is definitely deteriorating.
You would have to perhaps agree with Nicky's choice, though, to go on to the Inters again, because if you think it's going to be sunny, heavy rain sunny, it's going to peak at some point and only get better. So maybe if they can survive this this heavy spell. I mean, it's funny that the F1 channel were playing the 2008 British Grand Prix the other day, where it got very, very heavy rain, but the guys stuck it out on the Inters until it stopped raining, and it paid off. So perhaps we can see a similar scenario here. Maybe these guys leading, Skippers, De Witt and then Brian here, maybe they've made the wrong call.
Yeah, because it may not be heavy rain for very long. As you say, there'll be a crossover. You know, we've had a crossover period into this heavy rain, but we may have a quick crossover into light rain again. Yeah. And then into the dry. I'll keep an eye on Nicky's lap times on these fresh intermediates.
Copy. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on.
Well, he's it's about even with the fresh wet tyres.
Sorry, Nisha Mahado-Singh getting almost going all the way around, but well held as he enters the pits here, so I guess he's going for wets. Eagle Mears also in. He's going for the full wet now.
Nicky Visser is the third fastest driver on the circuit at the moment.
Where's it going to bring him back out, though? Is he going to gain much? Because he's not... Well, in theory, I mean, fair play, it might have worked, but then could you also assume that all these wet runners will eventually come in all at the same time to change to a dry tyre? Or will they have to swap the wet tyres sooner?
I don't think they'll come in all at the same time, but they will be losing time rapidly in a few laps. Not just yet, because it's even Stevens on the Inters and wet tyres. Either tyre is setting the same lap, but it's obviously going to get drier, so Nicky has that advantage.
Yeah, Boy Williamson, Guido Ocean, Zana Hermans, of course, all hoping for that as well. Williamson really in his element now. Like you said earlier, Adrian, he relishes that front place, pulling away from the pack kind of position, doesn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. That's where he loves to be. Guido Ocean in the pit as well, so he's coming from P2. Wet tyre does seem now to be faster.
Yeah, just on board with Guido as you go into the pits there, you could see a bit of a gap opening in the clouds. So keep our eyes peeled for this rain to stop maybe soon.
Nicky Visser just crossing the line now. And he's just at a 29.4. Compare that with, let's say, Aston Eaglemears in P6. He's done a 43. No, that's no use whatsoever. Then Brian has done a 28.5. So yeah, a second lap nearly a second a lap faster
on the wet. Yeah.
But for how long?
Well, yeah, I mean, that gap's gone up 1.2, still going up.
And Skippers have just passed Sander Hermans for P2. So Skippers on the wet tyre, and Sander Hermans really struggling now on the old Inters.
Yeah. I was just commenting on that gap from Skippers because Boy Williamson, well, it is coming down now, but it was only 10 seconds before the start of the lap and managed to get up to 11.2. Although, yeah, you can see now that grip advantage here through this very windy Sector 3. As that gap starts to come down now.
Boy Williamson's just set a 30.7. It's a relatively slow lap. 29.5 for Coos Skippers that lap.
All the crowd there with their umbrellas out. nice little touch. Remember Martin Brundle making a comment on you would look out for people putting their umbrellas up in the crowd when you were driving. I mean, how can you spot that when you're doing 190 around a track? Watching someone put their brolly up. But fair play. That was obviously back before the days of radio and weather forecasts. All starting to quiet down on the German front. Well, Sildervit's still in the mix here. Sorry, Agent.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I think you can see, like, at Mercedes, the corner just there, turn 8. I think you can see, if you're driving, you can see...
yeah, I guess cutting right head on into a stadium kind of...
And they're quite close.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, like this, like through here, 13 as well. If you're going face on, you could probably pick it out, couldn't you?
Yeah. But Williamson at 30.2 that lap. Skippers a 28.9.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Sildervitz just passed Sander Hermans into 1.
Oh, a bit slippery out of the exit of turn 1 though. Yeah. Sander Hermans got... You got the inside coming back through here. Oh,
he won't have the traction at all. He's just on the wrong tyre now.
And now Dembrain will be lining him up, perhaps into the hairpin if he can get the grip.
Yeah.
He'll make the move through there. Certainly won't be close enough to outbrake him. Will he? Is he going to be? I think Dembrain almost a bit cautious now. He's almost like he dived right for the inside just to hope he didn't take him out in case he broke at the wrong time.
Yeah. Did seem that way, didn't it?
Yeah. But better to be safe than sorry, of course. So lap 42 of the F1 tonight, Netherlands German Grand Prix, round number 11 of season 7, and Boy Williamson leads the way for Ferrari right now on the intermediate tyre. Wonder if he'll... Ooh, Skipper's getting a bit slidey through 16. Wonder if Williamson can hold on and it starts to dry out. Or if Skippers will make the move before then.
It's another 8/10 gained by Skippers on Williamson.
Yeah. Then Brain will be wanting to pass Sander Hermans. He can. Zander goes deep into turn 2. That's going to let Baz Den Brain along the outsides. Through 4. It is filthy out there, this rain. Raining cats and dogs. Oh, Zander's not got the grip at all on the exit of these corners. That's let Asden Brain up the inside. Ooh. That's 2 yellows. That's for a Guido Urshan. Oh, we had contact between Eaglemiz. Eaglemiz and Den Brain has...
Yeah, it looked like Den Brain lost it, and Eaglemiz just ploughed into the back of his sideways car.
Yeah, definitely a red right front wing there for the racing point of Aston Eaglemeres. That's unfortunate. I got caught up in that.
Don't know if there's any damage on the Alfa Romeo.
Maybe some left front wing. I can't quite see riding on board. No, he looks all okay. So Aston pits. Zander's in now as well. This could be bad for Zander, I think. Depending on how long this rain's going to stick around.
So
might have left it too late.
Sanders on the intermediates again. Aston Eaglemeres, sorry, is going to probably go onto the inters as well then, and suffer for a few laps while we wait for the rain to subside.
Yeah, that's the hope. And Nicky Visser starting to hunt down Zander Hermans. Once these guys are on the same tyre, so it's battle of the bravest between those guys. 4.1 seconds though to the leader from Kuhn Skippers.
Coming down.
It is. Slowly but, I was going to say slowly but surely, fastly but surely, it's it's on its way down.
Gained 2 seconds on him that lap.
Yeah. Guido Werschen as well stopped then.
Guido's come out on wet tyres.
Yeah, he spun. That was the yellow in sector 2 we saw just before that incident between Denbrain and Eaglemeres. He spun at the hairpin, which I was going to go to, and as I was going to him, I went through that incident, so I stopped at that one. But I think, yeah, perhaps that spin has prompted him to go onto the grippier tyre.
Perhaps, but this heavy rain is not going to last forever.
No.
Which means he's now committed to an extra pit stop onto either it probably will be the Inters. Oh, Deeper Vane's gone.
Deeper Vane, where have we lost him?
That's a safety car.
Yeah, safety car out. We've lost him. He's crashed going into the pit lane.
I think it might have been on the exit of the previous corner.
Yeah, exit of 16. And he's crashed sort of towards the pit lane. But shame, we've lost Deeper Vane there. 10 drivers remain of the 19 that we started this Grand Prix with. Oh, and that Chuck Music Entertainment who corrected us on Eaglemere is also confirming that they are best friends.
Copy that.
So, Roger. Silvervic gets to drive through penalty for speeding under the safety car. That's going to hurt.
Yeah. Drivers are not actually allowed to serve their speeding penalty under the safety car, or not. They can't serve the penalty that they were given, under the same safety car in which they were given it. Does that make sense?
No.
Oh, he's coming in anyway. So Silvervic is coming in anyway.
Fair play. In he comes. It looks to be like it's
probably going to prove me completely wrong.
Well, the rain is definitely lightening up now, isn't it?
Yes.
Is that what you just said?
No.
Okay. So I was just checking YouTube comments when you were talking about that, and I didn't quite hear it. I'm just trying to work out who's got the safety car gamble right. This is our third one, isn't it?
Yes.
We've had 3 safety cars, 1 VSC, and so far, Eddie Ferreira he's on the money.
Baston Brain's retired.
Where have we lost?
That's at turn 1.
Oh God! So he's done that through turn a Bottas. Bottas, but not quite in the same place as Bottas, but yeah, pretty much. Pretty much a Bottas. All right, I'm thinking that's 3 on the trot now for Baz. DNFs is definitely 2.
Yeah, I think it is. I've commentated over 50, 60 races now for F1 Tonight Netherlands. I don't recall seeing Dimbrian even DNF in 3 races in all of that.
Yeah.
Let alone 3 in a row.
Yeah. Definitely a bit of a stint in this season he wants to forget. We go to Hungary next week, isn't it?
Yes.
Lovely, lovely Hungary. So 9 drivers remain. They gather up behind the safety car. Got to wait a while before Guido Ocean gets himself back round.
Yeah,
all drivers on the
inters
inters
behind the leader at the moment.
Yeah. King Skippers though still staying out on the wet tyres, so this could be, I think, probably more of a case of I want to keep P2 than I want to be on the right tyre.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if the rain just completely disappears and it doesn't go back to inters,
Well, yeah, then
and then
it works out well for him.
He'll be absolutely laughing because he can go onto the dry tyres without making another stop onto the inters. But obviously, these drivers have got to stop anyway if it does dry up. So
yeah,
it may be the right call.
Yeah, I'd be on to Jeff like mad right now. Weather report, weather report, weather report. Tell me.
Unless it's just you and me racing in our Hazzah F1, in which case it's driver behind, driver behind, driver behind.
There was a lot of that. That was at Germany, wasn't it?
No, that was Abu Dhabi.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was very nervous in that race.
When you were 12 seconds ahead. Driver behind. Driver behind.
Boy, it sounded like I was trying to rub it in. Was not the case. Safety car in?
It may do another one. Oh, actually.
Oh dear. Yeah, I can't mute this mic, I'm afraid.
That's going to be interesting then in about 5 minutes' time.
Yeah, night, love you. No, I can mute it. It just takes a bit of effort. Not enough effort to hide a sneeze, I'm afraid. Another lap. I suppose the likes of Skippers will be hoping this safety car stays out indefinitely.
Yes.
Yeah, one thing I was going to comment on earlier was I would like in the next game to just have harsher gravel. Because you see in real F1, you get in the gravel and you don't keep the car moving, it's game over.
Yeah, that's right. Completely beaters.
Yeah. Whereas in this, you can do off-roading and he'll be fine. Yeah, so a bit of harsher gravel effects would be nice.
Are doing something with the off-track surfaces. I think they're just making them. I think they might even be doing the opposite of what you just said. They're making them less defined or something, so they can use the memory for something else. I'm sure I heard something like that.
Less defined?
Yeah.
What, so there's not as much of a difference between track and...
I don't think it's that in terms of that. I think it's just in terms of the feel of it. So when you do get onto the grass, for example, in F1 19, the wheels tend to spin very, very easily. I think they're just going to make them spin a bit less easily. Right,
okay. I quite like that element.
Yeah, I do.
Because it certainly made going off track harsher on the car. And you keep track limits a bit better. But the safety car is in this lap. And
just tiny disclaimer, I could have made that completely up. So I might have streamed it.
Right, roger that. So we get underway again. Boy Williamson's bye-bye. He's already gone. The Skipper's no answer from him on the wet compound. But Sildovit's not exactly all over the back of him at the moment, so all drivers getting away fairly well. That is the entire grid in one shot there, because we've only got 9 drivers left. Something you don't see every day. Zander Herman's right in there with a pass. Wow. That was ballsy, and that worked pretty well.
I think he surprised himself there. He lit up the wheels just afterwards. I can't believe that worked.
Yeah, wow. He's taking some balls to the wall action. Beautiful stuff. Sildervitz, is he going to make a comeback here? Nicky Visser might have a little go around the outside, though, if he can get the car hooked up. Not quite. Sildervitz safe for the moment. P4. Boyd Williamson just getting away with it now, then. On the grippier tyre now, with the rain not coming down as heavy.
Should be quite a simple pass.
There we go. There he does it through turn 12. Oh, Sildervitz coming through as well.
He's running outside.
Yeah, nice. That was lovely through turn 13. Don't see that every day. If Nicky Visser can get the move done here as well.
Yeah, should do.
Oh, it must be horrible being in that place now, though, just getting past.
Oh, they're side by side into one.
Ooh. There you go, nice grippy action on exits. We'll see if Ekemo can make the move work as well. He's getting his car in the mix.
Yeah, Skipper's really hemorrhaging places now. Mahadrasing as well around the outside.
Yeah. And Igomez is going to come up to maybe get both of them here. Is it going to be 2 for 1? I think it's going to be. Ooh. A nice bit of late braking. Mahadrasing around the outside. It's a bit grippy around the outside we've seen from the race today. Oh, where's Igomez gone?
Yeah, he just he doesn't use traction control and he just accelerated a bit too hard.
Oh, well saved. Still in this race, still in the points, more importantly. And keeps going. Ferrari 1-2, haven't seen that for a while. Good job from those chaps. 17 laps remaining. And we are expecting some dry conditions. I think probably in the next lap this rain looks like it's just teetering off now. So weather report. Bit of it coming in now. Is he making that call? Also got Skipper's also coming in too.
Still 7 is drive through.
Oh, okay. Skipper's comes in though. The rain has now stopped. Right on board. Oh, Igomez gets around the inside of Urshan there, down to turn 2. I think Guido had a bit of an off moment.
It's intermediates for Skippers.
Interesting. What do you think about that one?
It is kind of a lose-lose scenario. He could have, you know, if he'd stayed out on the wet tyres till it was a bit drier, he'd lose time. If he comes in now for intermediates, he'd lose time. If he comes in now for soft tyres, he'd lose his time. So there's no right answer for. He had 3 options and all of them were wrong.
Yeah. So what do you do when everything's wrong, Adrian?
Just quit.
Just,
no, don't do that.
Just
don't
quit.
Do that.
Throw it in
Never
the wall.
If it was me, I mean, I think the least worst of those is probably to come in to do what he's done and get onto the inters, and then the second worst would be to do 2 more laps or a lap more on the wet tyres and then come in for dries. But you never quite know how quickly the track is actually going to dry up.
They got wet really fast, didn't it?
Yeah.
When it started raining. Of course, dry rain falling on a dry track makes it wet. as we discussed yesterday, water isn't wet.
Let's not start that again.
I love that. Just quit. Give up.
Don't use that in a soundbite, please.
Yes, please do. Goes into the pits now. Mediums for him. Yeah. It's not really gonna. Well, let's have a look. Oh, straight round into the wall. Ah, it's gone from bad to worse to horrific. The Kuhn Skipper's here.
Okay.
That's damaged. He's got to stop for now.
Okay, I did say there were 3 options, and they were all wrong. There were actually 4. That was the other one. It's also wrong.
what pit for dries, come out and spin?
Yeah, well, to pit for the inters, then the very next lap pit for the dry tyre, and then spin the car.
Yeah. Let's see who's going to make the call first. I mean, depending on who's going to be quickest on that dry tyre, Ferrari look really comfortable at the moment. But the call will be double stack or Zander just give in, and because he will be stuck behind him, there's not enough gap really to make a double stack work right now.
Yeah, if I was Ferrari, I'd be pitting Boy this lap and Zander next lap.
Yeah.
Although I'd also be worried that Shippers is sliding around so much on the dry tyres, so perhaps perhaps you're better off waiting one more lap. It's because there's still a bit of sort of mist coming off of the intermediate tyres there as they drive around.
Yeah.
Disperse what's left of the water.
Let's be honest though, if you were Ferrari, it'd be something really different. It would be, I don't know, put them both together and maybe put one on wets, one on the hard, just to mess it up as much as you can.
Yeah, and at night the driver in. So
yeah, Skipper's back in. Yeah, that's for the wing change, of course, and for some more medium tyres.
Oh, and it's put 27 lap old mediums on.
Wow.
That may not make it to the end of the race.
So let's just get this right. It's gone from bad to worse to terrible to horrific to probably worth quitting now.
But he's still going to score 2 points if he finishes.
He is still going to
race.
score 2 points, and that's the thing, isn't it? You never know what's going to happen. And I mean, I know obviously at this point everyone will score points, but even if there were still 12, 13, however many drivers left,
yeah,
they could still all crash out in front, still scores points.
Yeah, three drivers in on the soft tyre. Sorry, I'm just gonna have a look at how they're getting on. I think the track is dry.
Yeah, Guido looked pretty good there through 3 and 4. Sort of a bit slippery, but Eagle Mares look good as well. Yeah, the dry tyre looking much more comfy now. Just looking at the gap to the leader. 35 seconds. Guido Ocean to Boy Williamson, so there's no overcuts or undercuts going on here. You would expect the top 5 just all come in together now.
Oh, they are double stacking.
They are double stacking, so it's advantage Boy, understandably, obviously leading the race and leading the champion, or P2 in the championship.
So Nicky has an opportunity now
to
pass Sander Hermans after that double stack, because Sander would have lost 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, just gets out just about. That double stack though, is as bad as it could have been, was pretty good for Ferrari. They actually got quite a good job done of that one. So he gets out P3.
Excellent job from Nicky as well to even get back to P2. I would say that he just gets a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah.
Because he did spin the car completely, and he's had 2 replacement
2 end
wings
plates,
as well race.
Yep. Yeah, another good comeback drive. You never know what Nicky's going to do.
No.
It's just kind of, end plate come off there from Sil de Wit as he makes contact with Ikema through the hairpin. Oh, no. Hadwissing's going to get perhaps alongside. No, not quite yet. But you would have thought Sil can carry on with that damage. It's not race ending.
I wonder if Mahadra will fight still for that position now that he's injured.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Not much going to happen through here. It's more or less as it comes through Sector 3. Not much passing opportunities around here. Just looking at the position changes, both McLarens up 11 places each, so they've had a great race.
Oh, fantastic.
The two of them. 6 and 7. Important points to maintain their lead over Red Bull.
Yeah, still looking pretty aggressive, competent, and confident despite the damage.
Yeah. It's certainly something you wouldn't have expected from him earlier on in this season, as Eagle Mears gets himself up the inside of Mahadra.
Oh,
great little move there from quite far back. Makes that one stick.
Just talking about Mahadra about to make the move, or possibly eyeing up a move on his teammate, and then Eagle Mears appears from behind.
Yeah, great overtake there into the hairpin. Boy Williamson goes fastest. Niels Eekman there getting out of shape through turn 12. That's still a bit through. No damage, just wasn't very happy with the car at the moment.
Just to put the tyre wear and how much it damages your lap times, just put that into perspective. Let's see, Mahadra on fresh mediums, he just set a 17.9. Shippers on the previous lap was I think it was a 19.9. He's just on a 17.9 himself just now.
Yeah, great stuff. Eagle Mears up the inside of Eekman now. That's P6. Really moving up the field at the moment is Eagle Mears. Although you would, well, yeah, maybe. I'd say you would assume he probably wouldn't go much further than P5, but they've got 4 seconds into Guido Urshan.
Yep.
And 9 laps remaining. Williamson still going fastest out in front. Skipper's pits again.
Yeah, his tyres wouldn't have made it to the end anyway. So he was always going to have to pit.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Eagle Mears has been waiting for this moment, this whole race.
Yeah. See if he can do it. Yeah, into turn 2. A bit deep. Makes it work though.
See ya.
Bye bye. What a great job. Really pulling off some great overtakes today. Look at that traction he's got. You see that getaway he got out of the hairpin?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
See you later. Fired him out of a cannon.
Well, that's the difference between running traction control and no traction control. Although, actually, I think still does not run with traction control.
Yeah.
A lot of the drivers in this in the Dutch league do run TC, especially if it is raining. So, unless they've turned it off turned it off once the rain stopped. I would say that's the difference between it.
Yeah.
Between having it on and having it off.
Alexander Herman's closing on Nicky Visser now. This is for P2. Nicky to the inside to defend. Alexander Herman's around the outside. DRS. A bit of a knock there.
He didn't want to lose his end plate again, did he? The same corner.
No. Nice move around the outside for Zander. That's to P2. The Ferrari 1-2 still on here. I don't know about penalties, but on track at least. Still on for that 1-2.
Both drivers have 6 seconds.
Okay, so it's is that for Zander Hermans and Nicky Visser?
Yes. Boy has only 3 seconds.
That'll do.
I don't know if you can cast your mind back, Dan. I'm trying to remember who I called for race winner.
We didn't call anybody for race winner, actually.
It was in the comments while the.
Oh yeah, did you called?
With the stream.
I thought you called Peter Phillip.
Funny you mentioned that. Actually. No, it wasn't. No.
That was Boyd Williams, wasn't it? Well done, you. Yes, very good. I didn't call anybody, just because we had a bit of a snafu with the old lobbies there. But yeah, well done. That was a good call. I didn't even think about it because we didn't even get to call the pole position.
No.
So I
we didn't even have
out my mind. No. Boyd Williamson there going again, fastest. Absolutely loving it.
He's just taken the fastest lap. Oh, Nicky nearly losing it out of the last corner.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, Boyd Williamson just took the fastest lap away from Koen Schippers, who's running P9.
That's a bit of a kick in the teeth.
Yeah.
The man already losing a lot today, but still getting 2 points, and that's what matters. Scores his first point in his second race for the league. Not bad going.
Absolutely not.
And, led the race as well in his second race for the league. All many good points to take from this today. All Koen Schippers. Lap 61 of 67. 6 laps left. Nisham Admersing has been chasing down his teammate for a long time now. And I thought he might get the move done there, but sort of bit defending well. Keeps hold of P6 for the moment. Nicky Viss is still challenging Sander Hermans though, but he can't really get within striking distance. He might do now if he can get close enough with DRS. Zydrach looking quite good for ERS at the moment. And it holds him off. Not much of a gain there for Nicky.
No. Interesting still with his teammate.
Yeah. I don't know. What are their penalties looking like? Do you know?
What, sorry?
What are their penalties looking like?
No.
Yeah, is it going to be this as they come across the line, or will it change? Nicky Visser a bit closer this time. About a 10th closer. Might make the difference. Down the DRS straight here. Through Parabolica at turn 5.
Well, unless Sil can get 3 seconds away from his teammate, then Niche is beating him in this battle, because Niche has 3 seconds and Sil has 6.
Okay. So there it is. I'm surprised. I don't think Zander can really keep this up for too much longer though, because his ERS is running down much faster than Nicky's.
No, well, he's passed him. It was just a random man.
A random man. I did mute my mic for that though. They're all sorted. But yeah, he can't.
Yeah, he has passed him. Just coming into the cabin. Sorry.
Sorry, what?
What?
I didn't catch the move. I missed that one. Apologies. Yeah, good stuff. Niche to make the move work. I was just saying earlier about Nikki. I don't think Zana can keep this defense up for too much longer, because Nikki Visser is doing a much better job there of saving ERS. Is that too much now for Zander? Is that 3 seconds too many now?
What, that penalty that just come up?
I think is that 9 for him now and 6 for... Oh, Nicky's got a bit of a dive on there. Luckily, no end plate comes off. Still got that front wing together. Broke a bit too late. Did the Orosso driver. The championship leader.
Yeah, so Nicky's
Guido Ocean's gone round. Guido Ocean spun coming out of the hairpin.
Oh no, you're joking. He was P4.
It's, Eagle Mir's got through there. I don't know if there was any kind of contact between the two of them. I presume it was part of that overtake that resulted in Guido spinning. Guido has P5. Niche Mahadrasing now within striking distance.
Yeah, and Sildovic close behind him as well.
Oh, dearie me, Niche, I say. Eager Beaver. Probably in the crossover now, aren't we, between these tyre lives? Where the medium starts to become a bit quicker. Or if not the same as the soft at this point. Did you say?
Yeah, 2 more laps really, and by then it'll be too late.
Sort of it now. Well, he's lost out on penalties anyway. Don't know what Guido's got going for him penalty-wise. There's any for him. 2 laps to go. Still neck and neck between these two, though.
It's got 15 seconds.
Guido has.
Yeah.
Ooh, gonna hurt. That's gonna be P8, isn't it?
Yeah. Nikivis is still just a second behind Sana Hermans, but he's going to have to beat him by 3 full seconds if he actually wants P2, or if he hopes to get P2.
So Nicky's got more than Zana then?
Oh no, sorry, it's Zander. It's got 9, isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, I thought Zander just got one more than
sorry.
Nicky.
Yeah, can we edit that bit out?
No, I'm afraid not. That's all stuck in.
Okay.
Just like all of our mistakes, Adrian, they're never erased. Did see yellow in sector 3, but I don't think anyone's been damaged there. Good recovery from Aston Eagle Miz to bring it back up to P4 though.
Yep.
The job well done. After that little moment earlier on in the race, he did spin, didn't he, at some point?
Yes, he did, yes.
Niche, they've done a brilliant job at up 13 places from P5.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a contender for team of the day, it's got to be McLaren, isn't
it? Yeah. Yeah, they've done a brilliant job. They both come from that far back. Has Niche got any penalties?
Oh, sorry, what was that?
Has Niche got any penalties?
Niche, yes.
Yes.
9 seconds, I think.
So, last lap of the race. The boy Williamson comes round, turn 10. Or turn 11, I think that actually is. Turn 12 now. Done a good job to come from P2. Lost out a bit early doors, but made it work in the wet to dry conditions. As we came back into this. P4, sorry, actually. Yeah, slightly. It was Basden Brain, it was P2. But he comes round the final corner. And boy Williamson wins the German Grand Prix for Ferrari. That's certainly going to help his championship fight. Zander Hermans crosses the line P2. Nicky Visser finishes P3. And that'll be a nice 10-point gain for Boy Williamson.
Brings the gap down to 2.
Yeah, that's what you want. Aston Eagle Miz finishes P4 for Racing Point. Good comeback for him today. The 2 McLarens from right at the back of the grid, almost side by side there in formation as they cross the line. Well done to those guys. Sealed a bit P5. Niche does lose out in the end. He finishes P6. Brilliant points for them. That keeps them ahead of Red Bull in the championship. And there's your podium. Boy Williamson wins. 1-2 for Ferrari, their first of the year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And Nicky Visser's 3rd place.
No, Ferrari have had a 1-2. Bahrain, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of course, I should know. There you have your final standings then. We got up to Nisha Madusing, so Neil Ziekema, P7, Ido Urshan, 8, Koen Skippers, P9, last of the finishers there, Baz Dembray, Barry Deepervane, Marcel Droning, Mark Stappers, Damien Hartman, John Doncourt, Miguel Torney, Paul Quarret, Ari Kopp, and Peter Phillip, all not finishing tonight's Grand Prix. But really good racing from everyone who participated tonight. A lot of chaos. Both technically and physically on the track.
Yeah.
But as usual, a good show put on by the boys.
It really was. That's one of the one of the most more exciting races, I think.
Yeah.
Than in recent times, especially.
Certainly nice to have an exciting wet race. It's normally we don't get those too often, but
we don't. No.
That was really very nicely done. Before we finish though, me and Adrian have agreed on Boy Williamson as your driver of the day for tonight. Doing a great job to come from P4, albeit not too many positions to get to the front, but just to hold it and absolutely control it with such conviction. At the end there, did an awesome job, and I think well deserved. But there were many drivers in there, just to make that clear, that put on a great show this evening. But Boy just tips the scales there for us tonight, and he takes driver of the day.
Yeah, I mean, he did make, in my eyes anyway, a slight error on the strategy, but it was much less of an error than drivers around him, and from then, yeah, he was able to, as you said, control the race, and especially in that final stint as well. I mean, he finished, what was it, 10 seconds ahead? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was 10 seconds in the lead in the end. He just drove away with it, fastest lap after fastest lap. Certainly a driver of a champion.
Yeah.
And it takes to fight back to Nicky, 2 points behind him as we go into round number 12, Hungary next week on the something of May, the 14th, 7 days from now, so the 14th of May, 2020. And we'll be back this time next week. Well, not this time, because that'll be 10:30. We'll be here 3 hours earlier at 7:30 next week on the 14th of May. For the F1 Tonight Netherlands Season 7, round number 12, Hungary Grand Prix. But before that, it'll be Guido and Eddie back on the screens on Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. and 8:30 Netherlands time. Something EST.
Central European time.
The EST. For the F1 Tonight UK Hungary Grand Prix, to round number 12. But until then, as always, thanks very much for watching, and a big Hazzah from me.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.